and welcome to Let Them Talk. I'm Paul DiRienzo.
And I'm Miss Joan Marie Musi.
And our guest is Jim the Snake Fahey, king of the Golden Delta Blues, coming with his guitar and harp.
Welcome,
armed
Jim.
to the teeth, for action, ready for action here in our studio. And we're going to be having a great show. We're going to be talking about Jim's music, and he's going to be, of course, as you can see, going to play some great music for us. So sit back, curl up in front of your TV, and hear some great Delta blues. Joni, why don't you take it
Well,
forward?
we're also going to talk about an upcoming show on Saturday at the Yippie Museum Cafe.
Indeed.
It's going to be free, so come on down. It's at 9 Bleecker St.
8 to 11. It's the spring 2008 X-Ravaganza. We've got special guests, fun, music. You'll have a great time or double your money back, guaranteed.
Which is nothing since it's a free event.
Now tell us some of the people that are going to be there.
Well, before I go, I just want to tell you what a thrill it is to be here, Regis and Kelly.
Thank you.
I've wanted to be on this show ever since. I'm going to be there. And the amazing Rapo, a brilliant magician.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Have a magician at the
Yeah.
show, right?
Oh, yeah. I think he's in league with Satan. He does some amazing stuff. And then night dancers, a couple of they play traditional American Indian flutes. They're not American Indian, but they play them in a traditional style. And we're going to play a little harp with them, and they're going to do some of their stuff and sit in with me. And I've got all kinds of folks coming by, and it's going to be a great time. It's really going to be fun.
And I'm going to give a
And,
tour
of course.
of the Yippie Museum. I am now a docent at the Yippie Museum. That's a volunteer who gives tours. And we can't wait to see you all and show you what they've got.
Now, as you can see, we are here live in the studio, and our number is right there on the screen. So eventually we want to take your calls at 212-757-1538. And I want to start off, before we hear the first song, and ask Jim a little bit about his influences.
Oh, okay. We're live? Oh, my God.
We're
Surprise!
I tell you, I've always been exposed to music, and from classical to jazz to blues, and of course the whole rock thing. And some of my early influences were classical. I also discovered, I had a great experience when I was, I must have been about, 8th grade. That would be
13?
Yeah, and so I was like 10, and my folks rented. My brother was graduating from the 8th grade, and my folks rented this jukebox. And when they came back to get it, they left all the records.
Oh, wow.
And all the records were like Gene Ammons and Lightnin' Hopkins and Horace Silver and Zoot Sims and all these cats. And so I just took those records up and put them on my little portable phonograph and started learning about stuff at the same time that, the Beatles and all that kind of stuff was happening. And so it was, kind of a wide experience. And really one of my big influences, influencing me in a different way, Jimi Hendrix really influenced me, just the way he was. And, I've been fortunate to be able to do a lot of work with the Hendrix family. I wrote the liner notes for Axis Boda's Love when it was re-released as a CD, and I've played with the Hendrix Tribute Band, which is kind of fun because there's all these guitar players trying to be,
Did you know Jimi Hendrix?
No. I've played with the other guys, with Mitch and Noel Redding and the guys. I guess Buddy Miles just passed away.
Right.
And I played with him and with, dang, I can't think of his name right now, the bass player from Band of Gypsies. But so he was a big influence. And, Muddy Waters and Sonny Boy Williamson is my favorite harp player. John Mayall, who I think is highly underrated, even as highly rated as he is, because he influenced the music a great deal and got me started playing the harp. And
Now, when did you first pick up an instrument?
I've been writing songs since I was 8 or 10 years old. I used to play a little toy piano and pick out, I think one of the first things I wrote was, I put music to a Robert Louis Stevenson poem, And I started playing the trombone when I was about 9, and then played guitar, and then I picked up the harp and learned to play that hitchhiking. And,
Wow.
and
So, Jim the Snake Fahey, what are you going to play for us first?
Well,
Let's give folks a taste of what we've been talking about.
all right, well, here, this first song I'm going to do, I'll tell you. I'm going to do a song that I wrote for my daughter, Natasha Marie, and I wrote it, and I played it for her when her brother was graduating from Evergreen State College. We were out there, and that's out in Olympia, Washington, and we were sitting in a park, and I was playing this song for her, and she started crying, and I think it was because she was moved, not because she knows about music. So
All right,
here's this one.
Jim Fahey.
All right, Jim Fahey, Jim the Snake Fahey.
So that was one for my daughter, Natasha Marie, and really, we were talking about my influences, and a lot of my influences were the cats that I first started playing with when I was, when I was a teenager, and guys like Robert Kovich and, folks like that who I learned to pick from, and we used to have these all-night jet-fueled jam sessions, and I learned a lot about playing music and working with other people, and how to listen, because when you got 4 or 5 guitars going, you got to listen for where you can fit in. So that was a key thing. Now this next song I want to do, there's this guy named Tyrone Davis. He died a couple years ago, but he was a Chicago-based R&B singer and player, and he had songs like If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time and Change My Mind. And I kind of sat down to do a little something sort of, based on his Chicago sound, Chicago R&B, not Chicago blues. And, I don't know, maybe it sounds a little more Memphis, or maybe it sounds like Pittsburgh, which is where I'm from. So it goes something like this. all of my life, all that I wanted was a love I could depend on. I never wanted to settle for nothing less, but love would come and then it'd be gone. Just a quick stop over on a train to lonely town. A stop just long enough for me to let my down. Stopping the trip while I put on the makeup of a clown, and then all aboard again. Live and learn, love and lose. Dry my eyes to start all over again. Mend my heart, put it back out on the line, knowing it would break again, but not knowing when. Just a quick stop over on a train to lonely town. A pause just long enough for me to let my guard down. Stopping the trip while I put on the makeup of a clown, and then all aboard again. I found a new destination when I got on board this time. I got a new place where I can go. Ooh, I grabbed my seat and headed right on down the line, knowing when I got off I wasn't getting back on no more. When the train left the station this time, I wasn't feeling blue. I felt so right that I barely flew. I picked up my luggage, but my baggage and I were through. I wouldn't need it no more, 'cause I found myself in a town named you. Yeah, in a town named you. Yeah, in a town named you. A welcome wagon's waiting for me in a town named you. I find a new way of living and loving, and it's all because of you. Yeah, in a town named you. So that's my take on what would be a Tyrone Davis kind of thing. So Ask me about the upcoming presidential election.
Oh, all right. What about the upcoming presidential election?
Well, you
Mr.
know
Fahey?
that I was actually considering a run at the presidency.
Oh, really?
And, I was gathering support, but I realized that there's very little chance in my lifetime that a white man would be elected president of the United States. So I figured I would just give up the run.
Give up the ghost.
Yeah.
What was your first state going to be? You were going to take on Hillary and...
I think I was going to try and take on the state of Grace first, and then see if I could go from there.
Now, I wanted to talk about another aspect of your career, because you're
by the way,
also a writer.
Just for folks who might have just tuned in, we're featuring Jim the Snake Fahey. We're live.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, that's right.
And not on Memorex, and our number is right down there. You can call us here and ask any questions you want to Jim and the Snake Fahey, myself, Paul DiRienzo, and Joan Lucy. I'll let them talk. And you were going ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask about another aspect of your career, which is that you're a writer, and
Right.
you've written mainly about rock.
That's correct.
You've also produced radio shows, including the King Biscuit Flower Hour and the
And
Dan
the
Meir,
Up Close radio series.
the Up Close radio series.
It's kind of funny. I came here 20 years ago to do that. A buddy of mine, this guy used to be my bass player out in San Francisco, DeWitt Nelson, and he brought me to New York. I was living in Flint, Michigan. I moved from San Francisco to Flint, Michigan in 1985.
Usually the other way around.
Yeah, well, yeah. Michael Moore was actually moving from Flint to San Francisco.
So you showed up in
Yes,
Okay.
so only one of us could be in town at a given time. And
Now you both live in New York.
that's right, bigger town. So nice they had to name it twice. So DeWitt brought me here to write and produce these radio shows, and I took to it like a fish out of water. I mean, and it's really good. I got to meet,
Every rock star.
yeah, I've done shows with everybody from Aerosmith to ZZ Top, and a lot of blues guys.
What's the inside story behind the music? What's the most interesting
Which
behind
story?
the music story you ever ran
The
into?
most interesting, well, I asked Keith Richards once, what's the biggest,
Misconception?
misconception. I haven't been in this country that long, so thank you there. The biggest misconception, and he says, it's the blood. It never happened. There was this whole rumor about him having
aware
his
of it.
blood replaced.
Right?
And then he said, why would I do that? I might get Eric's. So that was kind of funny.
That is
Also, by the way, you'll be playing a free concert, a free show.
At the Yippie Museum Cafe,
That's
number
right.
9 Bleecker Street, which is kind of funny.
this Saturday.
This Saturday,
Why,
the
mate?
29th, 8 to 11. I got special guests, and I'll be making music, and other folks will be
Right,
sitting
you're going to
there.
have a magician.
A
Yes.
magician.
And you're going to have flute players who play...
American Indian flutes, and who
And it's
knows who's
free?
gonna- And plus, our own Miss
Oh, thank
Lucy's
you.
going to
Right,
be
it's
there.
going to be the docent.
Giving a tour, docenting at the
And,
Yippie Museum.
yeah, so it's going to be a great time, and if you mention this show, it's free. If you
Or if
don't
you
mention
just
this
come,
show,
it's
it's
free.
free. But
And 50-cent coffee.
yep.
Except, no, we don't have the coffee, I guess.
Well,
Bring your
we'll
own
see.
coffee.
No, well,
We'll
I
see.
think you shouldn't say
Right.
that,
Well,
because
it
Might
might
or
be
might
there.
not.
yes.
It's the
If there's
Yippie.
coffee, it's going to be 50
It's
cents.
the Yippie Museum Cafe. So the unexpected.
So there's no real guarantees about anything.
the unexpected can be expected.
Except that we will have a great show.
That's right.
And
You know-
we are live.
And it's funny, I was thinking on the way over here that the last time I really had a connection with a presidential candidate was when the Yippies ran Pig back
Oh,
in the day.
Pegasus.
Right,
yes.
Pegasus, the famous- And you can see we have a lot of photographs from those days on the walls of the museum.
Yeah, and I'll be taking you around to
And it-
see each one and
Right, and it's a real
hear
museum.
a little about it.
By the way, we're not tacking on the word museum next to 9 Bleecker Street. It is a museum that has been accredited by the state of New York's.
It's the Board of Regents.
Board of
that-
Regents.
That,
Yeah, and we applied, and they.
Designate.
And I understand that actually Governor Spitzer had a choice there at one.
He was in charge
he
at the time,
was,
but I don't think we had any inside connections.
So,
So anyway,
and the rumors, by the way, about Spitzer and myself are completely.
We'd like to set
Well,
that.
they're not
that
unfounded,
record
but they're
straight right
overblown.
here.
You
Keith
know.
Richards in the blood.
He was, yes, exactly.
Right, just,
He never paid me
urban
2,000,
legend.
I'll tell you.
Well, we have a few minutes left. Would you like to throw another song at us?
I'll throw another song.
All right, Jim the
That's
Snake
great.
Fahey.
Jim the Snake Fahey.
This song was another one that I was trying to, kind of sort of imitate. Another Chicago R&B guy, Curtis Mayfield, and he had a song called "I'm So Proud," and I didn't know how to play it, and so I just started playing this thing, and it became, like I said, I wrote some songs when I was a kid. But this was sort of my first adult song. I had my first electric guitar and a Fender amp that I got at a pawn shop, and a girlfriend. A lot of my songs are written about love, and I told a friend the other night, I usually write 2 songs for each woman, one that's very much in love and one that's very much bitter. So I have about 300 songs. Anyway, this was kind of a lovely little thing about one of my first loves. From the first time I laid eyes on you, I felt something special, and I hope you felt it too. And when you first spoke to me with alcohol-induced bravery, I knew just like I wanted you, you wanted me. And even though at first I just wanted you in my bed, can I say that? Before I could control myself, you were here in my head, and I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. So many things have changed, and our lives have been rearranged, but some things stay the same, and so it seems they will remain. So many miles and years apart, we've both had others in our hearts. You always come to mind as a friend who surpasses space and time. I hope we never do, but if we have to part, you will always have a special place in my heart. We both have different things that we have to do. I've got my own life to live, and you got yours too, and I love you. Yes, I do. And I love you and I want you to want me like I want you, to hold me forever all through your life. Is hoping to love you just past forever. If forever means always, just one more night, and I love you. Yes, I do. So that was a song for my first love. Last time I saw her, she was strung out on heroin and facing a federal indictment.
Oh, dear.
So,
Well, let's run through the details about the event one more time.
what event is that?
That's on the event on Saturday at the
Oh, May
Yippie Museum
29th?
Cafe.
The Yippie Museum Cafe, sure. It's a lovely, lovely place, number 9 Bleecker. I'll be performing there.
8 to 11.
8 to 11. Miss Jo Marie Moosey will be in attendance. I assume Paul will be there.
I'll be there, yeah.
Right.
Regis Philbin may be there. Jeff Beck will probably not be there.
But thank you
let's
so
see,
much,
here's
Jim
his-
Fahey,
Thank
Jim
you.
for
the
being
Snake
here tonight.
Fahey,
All right.
King of the Golden Blues.
Thank you.
All right.